In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 double bass drumming myths coming right up. Welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, my name is Fleury. I create drum videos and just anything drumming related. There's a lot of talk going on about double bass playing and how it's cheating and how it can only be used in certain styles. I want to debunk 5 of these myths today in this video, and then if you feel like I missed anything, then write a comment down below and write your suggestion about a double bass drumming myth. Let's get on to the first one. The first myth I want to talk about is as soon as somebody says they're a double bass player, automatically another person assumes that they play in a metal or a death metal band. Now here's the thing, drummers have been using double pedals in their drumming and their music long before it actually existed in metal. Here, let me give you a couple examples. The first guy is Billy Cobham, and he actually played a lot of double pedal stuff in the Maha Vishnu Orchestra. Another drummer who actually used double bass drumming in his playing outside of metal is Louis Bellson. Now he is well known for his work, and he played in the Duke Ellington band. Now another drummer who uses double bass drumming in his work is Dennis Chambers. Dennis's double bass work with John Scofield is up there with some of the best footwork in the business. You can also find great double bass work in Tommy Aldridge's stuff like Whitesnake, Black Oak, Arkansas, and Pat Travers. If you haven't seen Tommy play, he is a really hard hitter, and he really connects with the drum. The man's a beast. So there you have it. Just because you play double bass doesn't mean you play metal. It's just another tool to help you express yourself musically behind the drum set. Now you're going to want to stick around to the number 1 myth because it is a common misconception about double bass drumming, and it actually really gets a lot of people fired up. Now I want to take a second here to let you guys know that I'm offering 80% off of a double bass speed and endurance course. This week only. You can go down to the description below and claim your spot today. Moving on to myth number 2. Now this next myth is about whether you play a single kick drum or 2 kick drums with 1 single pedal. People seem to want to argue the fact that 2 kick drums are better than 1 kick drum. Let's face it, it's all personal preference. Does it make you a better player? Is it what you like? Then if it's what you like, then play it. It's like saying, oh, my car's got 2 engines. It's better than a car with 1 engine. Listen, a car with 1 engine is still going to get you to where you need to go. So this whole thing about having a second bass drum as opposed to a single with a double pedal is not entirely true because it's personal preference. And if you're happy with what you got and you're able to create something musically, then I think that's the most important choice. Moving on to myth number 3. Myth number 3 is about the choice of double pedals that you choose to play. Whether it be direct drive, strap, single, double chain, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna make you a better drummer. What's gonna make you better is practicing and putting in the time to actually hone your craft and practice your technique to build speed and endurance. There's a lot of debate online, and people spend most of their time debating on what product is better. I think the best product is the one that works for you so that you can play your double bass drumming. Now obviously it's nice to have nice gear because it kind of drives you creatively, but then once that novelty wears off, you still have to put in the time to practice. So saying direct drives are better than chain drives because you can play a certain technique is absurd. Here's the thing, if you devote time, you set a practice regime, and you set some goals to try and attain, that is what's gonna make you faster. That's what's gonna make you a better player. It's not the gear. So instead of worrying about the double pedal brand that you're playing, just drop it and just go practice with the ones that you have. Let's move on to the next myth. The next myth is about a certain technique, and the technique I'm talking about is heel toe or toe heel or whatever. Now a lot of people are saying if you play heel toe, it's not as cool as singles, and there's a big debate on it whether one's better than the other. And this is very rampant amongst a lot of different topics in the drumming community. People arguing over certain thing better than certain thing. Sure, it creates good conversation, and a good healthy debate is great, but when people start to argue about, double strokes are cheating. This guy can't play double strokes, he just swivels, always gonna have knee injuries. And again, it's a technique. It's like only having a hammer in your tool bag to build a house. It's not really efficient to build the house. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take the claw of the hammer, take a chunk of wood, and then, bash it until it cuts? No, you're gonna use a saw. So I like to think of different tools in a tool bag to help you build the bigger picture that is your drumming. Double strokes are a tool to accomplish higher speeds, and metal drum. It is not cheating. It is actually really tough. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but personally, I'm not very good at it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about double strokes. Do you like to play singles? Do you like to do the swivel technique? It's all cool. I think it's actually really challenging, and there's a lot of great players out there that do it really well, and I'm kind of envious. Which brings us on to the last double bass drumming myth. We all know what it is, and we need to talk about it. It's that triggers are cheating. No. I'm not saying triggers are cheating. I actually use triggers myself in the studio here to help me with the sound. And I've always used triggers playing live because with 8-string guitars, it's just inaudible live. There's a lot of low-end mud, and it helps cut through that. I think people think triggers are cheating because once you slap these bad boys on your double kicks, you're gonna be a perfect double bass drummer. You're never gonna make a mistake. Wrong. If anything, it brings out all the subtle little nuances in your playing that, otherwise wouldn't be heard without triggers. If these things aren't set up, it could also make you look and sound like a worse drummer than you actually are. I'll never understand the whole great old debate about why people think triggers are cheating. Maybe it's just sheer ignorance or lack of experience with them. Or maybe it's just because they want to argue. If you want to hear what I actually think about triggers and cheating, you can go over to this card above, and I did a whole episode on triggers are cheating. So thanks so much for watching. My name's Cameron, and I'll see you in the next episode.